know me well. You can't control me. I need to breathe. You're choking me. I know.
Welcome everybody! Isn't it a big day here, WrestleFan? Of course, it's time for women. So first, before we begin this interview, it's time to plug it in. Okay. So welcome guys to this very special live video with the one and only a big pioneer in the women's division, the executive producer of women's division in Ring of Honor, the great Maria Kanellis. And without wasting any time, let's bring her on and let's bring our celebrity guest on. I'm so excited. Let's see how the Indian fan base reacts to Maria. Okay, gear up everybody. It's time. Gear up. Let's do this. And there she is.
Hello.
Hello, Maria. Welcome to India first of all, and welcome to WrestleFan. And it is I would say a dream that you're here. And you know the Indian fan base. I don't know if you see your post that they were like blown off with comments that oh my God, that such a pioneer in the women's division of women's wrestling is coming over to an Indian page. And Maria, thank you so much. We are really grateful to you and Ring of Honor for sparing few minutes for the Indian fan base. Thank you so much for it, Maria. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. So, Maria, let's begin this exclusive interview. So, usually we begin in reverse. Everybody knows that you are this big celebrity out there doing so much in the wrestling world. But I want to introduce everybody to the Maria Kanellis we don't know. That is somebody who you grew up. So let's take us back to your past life of how you were as a girl and how did this wrestling passion came about. So let's hear it.
So when I was little, I was involved with a lot of different sports. I played baseball, I danced, I played volleyball. Every sport I could be involved with, I was. But I also liked to wrestle my brother in the living room. And we used to watch wrestling way back then. I actually broke my brother's nose and when we were wrestling. So, of course, I didn't mean to. I was just a little kid at the time. But my parents always joked that that was the beginning of my wrestling career.
Wow, and I believe every sibling has broken their siblings' legs and hands when they were wrestling, who were fans of wrestling, including me as well. I've been done the same.
And
So
don't
you
try
see,
this at home. Just don't try it at home, folks.
we don't try this at home, okay? So moving forward, then you had this passion since your childhood, and then you worked with some of the best wrestling companies in the world. And you have had moments with some of the biggest names in the industry. So any particular favorite moment that you have, except for Mr. Mike? Of course, he's your husband, so let's keep him out of this. It's going to be a little biased. So apart from Mike, any favorite moment that you have with legends or any superstars across the world and you have worked with?
So I got to work with The Rock a long time ago when I was still in the Diva Search. That was pretty incredible. He's just such a big presence, such a nice guy. So I was able to work with him. I was able to watch John Cena grow as a performer. You know, when we first started doing interviews together, he was very much, you know, he was also new. So I got to become this tremendous performer and great wrestler in the ring. But one of my favorite moments was out in, it was in California. And Stone Cold showed up to the show. I, at the time, was working with Santino Marella. And, oh my gosh, getting just squirted down with the beer truck. That was just, it was so hilarious, so slippery in the ring. And what people don't know is when the cameras went off, I was still dancing in the ring. So I just danced in the ring and had a good time. And it was so much fun.
Wow, that I think I remember most of the moments, especially the Rock one, because you were very new at that time. It was a pie. It's something to do with pie eating.
It was
I
a pie,
guess.
yes?
Yes, I remember it correctly, and that was one of the best moments I think of this Diva Search thing. That was so you worked in some of the biggest wrestling promotions, and finally you going here and there. Now you are in Ring of Honor, where you are not only working as a wrestler but also as an authority figure. So how does that transition really work? Because I've seen Quest for Gold, I've seen the women's tournament going on, and I cannot be more happy to see someone, who's struggled for those opportunities take such an initiative for his or her company. So your thoughts on your current tenure in Ring of Honor?
So, what's been really lovely is that Ring of Honor, that's the role they wanted me in as well. So not only did I want to be in this position, but they wanted me to be there as well. So they watched me grow through my time that when I was there the first time to now being there again. And they really wanted a woman to be in charge of the women's division. So when my name came up after WWE, that's why I got the job. As far as transitioning, a long time ago, I used to be a dance teacher. And I always loved teaching dance. I wasn't a great tap dancer, but I was really good at teaching it. And I think that some people just love being in the role of the teacher, of the leadership role, because it's not about me. It's about finding the best talent and bringing out the most in people. So it's, being a mom has taught me a lot about handling people and, treating people with respect. And so I try and put that forward too. So I've had great teachers along the way, everybody from Paul Heyman to, I did a lot of work with DX and, so I was able to hear how they put together a show, how they really think about wrestling in a real life way. And at one point, I had a really great relationship with Vince McMahon as well. So when I was there the first time, I asked him all kinds of questions. I asked him, how do you do this? How do you do that? I have a great relationship with Dixie. Had a great relationship with Billy Corgan. So I'm a sponge in the sense that I like information. So I just, I try and take it all in.
Wow. And learning from some of the best leaders in the industry, that couldn't be the best. But since you mentioned one of the leaders, and I got a lot of people saying that, Nick, you have to ask Maria this question. So it's regarding a tweet. So
Okay.
I believe you know where I'm getting at. So this was a tweet that Vince McMahon had himself, put out there, claiming that, all elite wrestling is not really competition and you can give us more stars. And then you stood up to that and you said that to think human beings as a pawn on a chessboard, that is most elitist things I've ever heard. I can never think of mothers, children, fathers, people in that way. People are people. Playing with people's life is cruel. So do you like to share any light on that?
Yeah, I think that sometimes because wrestling has been done a certain way for so long, we start to think it's acceptable. And it's not. We're in a different world now. Wrestling is on a much bigger scale. It's not small territories. It's a multi-million, billion-dollar company. You're not playing in one city or one state. You're playing all around the world. And it's his job to be the example of how you treat people and how you treat your talent. And just that lack of compassion for the people that are still there with the company. I mean, I can only imagine how some of the people are feeling today and how they could lose their job. And I think I'm hearing that Bray Wyatt actually was released. And,
Yes.
So one day after him making such a bold statement, they're already releasing people. Think about how anxious people backstage must feel that they might lose their jobs. And this pandemic, we hope that it's almost over, but for a lot of people, it has changed their lives substantially. There aren't as many wrestling shows as there used to be. There's not as many independent wrestling shows. And we're just starting to get back in the swing of things. So to make a game out of it, to make a joke, it's just cruel. It's just like I said in the tweet. It's cruel because we don't know when things are going to get back to normal. We hope soon. We cross our fingers and hope, but we don't know. So, I definitely take those thoughts into account when I'm booking shows. This is an opportunity for people. It's an opportunity to shine. It's also an opportunity that they might get hurt out there. And I brought them in. Vince McMahon brings people in, and sometimes they get hurt, and sometimes that damage can never be reversed. So you're making a joke out of somebody's life and their quality of life. I don't appreciate that. I have a whole lot more respect for people than that.
Well, I think that's really a great statement that you made about caring so much about lives. And, that is really important for inspirational figures like yourself and Mr. McMahon, of course. But, okay, nobody can, tell you how to run company. And that's why. And I'm really glad that you brought up Bray Wyatt's release that just happened about an hour ago. And you don't know
Yeah.
the backlash that happened just out all over Twitter. So, any personal thoughts? I think you know Bray, or you might have worked with him. So, any thoughts about that?
I don't know him well. I do know he is a big family man. And I know that, he has a beautiful family. And so I'm hoping that him and his family, however the release came about, I hope that eventually it becomes a positive thing for him and his family.
Yes, that we all hope so, because we all love Wyatt. And Maria, what a great show, sportsman spirit. Even being in different promotions, that's the kind of spirit that every wrestling promotion executives and at least everybody the fan base should show. Anyways, and speaking of family, let's talk about yours. Of course, you're blessed with two great children, a daughter and a son, Frederica and Carver. But I noticed something very unusual, that their middle names are something related to things in the sky with
Oh,
Mars
yes.
and Moon. So I was really intrigued to know what is that all about. So if you can tell us.
Well, so moon, it means wandering star, or wandering satellite, I guess would be the more appropriate way it's put. And Mike and I always felt like, we're wanderers. And we always had a statement that we said back and forth of, I love you to the moon and back. And I love that, because the moon as a wandering satellite means I love you to wherever. And then when found out we were having a son, Mars is the god of war. And being in this crazy world that we're in of professional wrestling, it's always about fighting and about wars, whether they're very small wars, but it's a war nonetheless. And so that's the one we chose for him. But I've always looked up at the night sky and thought, what else is out there? I just think it's just it's so mystifying. So it's just nice to have two kids that kind of embody both of those ideas.
Wow, what I think that's really great to put in perspective. And now we all know why the sky things come into your children's play, because it's inspired so much from you and Mike, of course. And speaking of Mike, how has the relationship have been, with you becoming an authority figure, Mike still wrestling? Because what I personally feel, seeing your career from the very start, I think you had some good moments, but the moment you were associated with Mike, that was in ROH, I guess, in 2011. Starting from that, that's when that's when the wrestling world actually took notice to you. So, do you believe that Mike has been really the most special thing in your life?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is an exciting time for us because even though we're not working together anymore, we are really growing as individuals. I mean, Mike has gotten so involved with the Pure division, and he's doing really well over there. I mean, he had a fantastic match with Jonathan Gresham. And now with me being in this role, it's more suited to me than a lot of other things that I've done in my life. So, I feel like even though we're not working together, it creates so much space for both of us to grow.
Wow, that is so great that you're both growing individually in your own fields and doing so much for the wrestling world. That is really commendable. Okay, so now let's all with a boring question. Let's play a fun game. So this is called Rapid Spin. So I'm going to give
Okay.
you 10 words and you have to be very quick and you have to just say what comes to your mind. All right?
Okay, I'm getting very anxious. All right.
Okay. First word, authority figure.
A leader, compassion.
Favorite Maria Kanellis match.
So not a lot of people have seen this match, but it was when Mike and I had a match with Eddie Edwards and Sarah Del Rey.
Yes, I've seen that. Brilliant match.
It was just so fun, and Sarah's amazing.
Okay, favorite Maria Mike on-screen moment.
Oh, um, so probably when oh, I'm trying to think. I got to think quick. Okay. The first time I was in Ring of Honor, it was when I first walked out to the ring with him, because the crowd was insane. They saw me, they cheered, they saw him, and they got so mad. It was crazy.
I think that was final battle in
It was.
2011. Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's correct. Right. Okay. Next one. Who is the more naughtier child of yours, Freddie
Oh,
or Kava?
Freddie. Oh my goodness. And not even naughty. She's the one you don't wake up from a nap. You're like, she could sleep a little longer.
Okay. Women's wrestling.
Women's wrestling? Um, Glass ceilings.
Wow. Quest for gold.
New women's division.
Wow. Favorite moment of your wrestling career in any promotion? Any promotion.
I just had that favorite moment. And I guess I can mention a little bit about it. A girl came back from a match, and she has a lot of stuff that, it's personal, so I'm not going to mention it, but she gave me a big hug. She said thank you. She was in tears. And that's been my favorite thing. It's just to give those
Very
opportunities.
sweet. That's very sweet of you. And next one. Best thing about Ring of Honor.
The women's wrestling.
I couldn't agree anymore. Okay. Favorite thing to do outside the wrestling world.
I am actually at my store right now. I love to wedding plan.
Yeah, we all know you have a
And
wedding plan company called Wonderland, if I'm correct.
yep, that is
Yes.
correct. I'm actually
Yes.
here right now because I'm doing a wedding here in a few weeks. So I am starting to collect everything I need.
Wow. You are at your work and you still made time for India. Indian fans, you better be thankful for this. And the last one. Favorite food cuisine. Which is your favorite food cuisine?
Fettuccine Alfredo. Um, yeah, but honest too. So
Okay.
I'm starting to get into Mediterranean food again. It's been a while, but I'm half Greek, so like sometimes I get back into, and I just had some of the most delicious hummus the other day for lunch. So yeah.
All right. Well, that was the end of round two, and now the final round, Maria. So I hope you know that we hosted a Maria Kanellis special trivia match among the Indian
Uh-huh.
fan base, and there was one clear winner. And it's so poignant, it's so relatable because that was a girl, first of all. And here at WrestleFan, and we have our championship belts, and we have our online matches of trivias and promos, and we do online events and everything. And this girl, she came in last year in September. She whipped off 33 guys and she became our first ever champion of the fans. And I couldn't be really happy that she won today in your tournament based on your life and your wrestling career. So I'm just going to bring her up. Her name is Prachi Sahai. She was the first ever WFE champion. We call her the man around here. And she is one strong girl I've seen in my life. So I'm just bringing up Prachi, and there she is.
Hi
Hello,
there.
Maria.
Oh, the man.
Hello. I am so
How are you,
glad to meet
darling?
you. I am amazing. I can't even say anything right now. That I'm so starstruck. I'm so happy I got this. I won this particular match. I've not been winning for a long time, but thank you so much for being here.
Of course. It's very nice to meet you.
Thank you. And
Yeah, so Prachi has a question for you, Maria. Prachi, please go ahead.
Okay.
yes, I had a question. So, Maria, I've been following you for a very long time, and you debuted in ROH some nearly 10 years ago, right? And now you're back there, and now in an additional management position, which is so great. But what particularly can you point out has changed completely in the company, on especially in the women's division?
So the company has gone more and more towards sport. since the last time I was there. When I was there the first time, there was a lot of tag matches, and there was, there was some spotlight on the championship matches, but there was very few women's matches, and it was all about tag. And now there is the pure division, and then there's also a brand new women's division. So that's probably the biggest things that have changed. The overall feel backstage, how great everybody is, how everybody is family oriented. That hasn't changed. The first thing everybody asks when I get there is, how's the family? How's your parents? And I love that about Ring of Honor. It makes me really feel like I'm home. That's where I'm meant to be. And the same goes for this new women's division. There could be, I guess there could be an argument made that, maybe we didn't need a women's division because they haven't had one in a while. But all of the male wrestlers have been so incredibly supportive. They've been tweeting all of our stuff, liking all of our tweets. They've been, directing people to the Facebook page, to the experience page, to, watching the show. They've been incredibly supportive, helping the girls backstage if they've never been there before. So, I think those are probably the biggest things, is the pure division, and then, of course, the women's division.
That is amazing. That's really amazing, and it's amazing to watch now too. I think that's pretty great.
Yeah, I mean, the tournament is incredible. These women were all chosen specifically because of how they handled themselves in the last year. So many people hadn't had a ton of matches, but these women found a way. They found a way to win championships in their own regions. We have people from all over the country. Unfortunately, we couldn't do all over the world. I hope to do that maybe next year. But they're all incredible in their own right.
That was really great. And Prachi, what an excellent question. And Maria, what a great response to that. So, Prachi, how did that feel to, talk to somebody you've looked up to for your whole wrestling fan life? I would say that.
I can just say that I will not be able to put this into words. I think it is amazing. I don't know what to say. I'm very happy to be here. I'm very happy to win this, to be here. And I love seeing you on screen. And I have been seeing you for so long. I've been a wrestling fan since 2007. And thank you so much for giving us this opportunity.
Of course. And I hope we can meet someday. I really do.
Whoa! That is for every Indian fan base. Trust me, and I think I'm going to figure out some way to get to ROH in the United States. I think WrestleFan is going to do something like that. Maria, you've inspired me.
I think it would be incredible, to bring over the whole crew, and even to shoot TV or just have some house shows and really show all of our fans over there live and in person what it's like to be at a Ring of Honor show. I mean, there's some of the greatest fans in the world over there. So I've never been, and I've been everywhere. So it's definitely on my bucket list to be in India. And, I hope you make it happen. I'm counting on you. I'm counting on you.
Thank you so much. I'm going to make that happen. And Prachi, with that said, I'm going to ask you to leave, and hope you had a good experience talking to Maria, and I'll just wrap up things with her. Thank you so much, Prachi. Well done on the tournament. Maria, she knows a lot about you. She won the Maria Classic Trivia Tournament, so she knows about you a lot. Thank you so much, Prachi. Thank you for joining me.
Bye.
Okay, and Maria, with that said, all the questions are done, the games are done, and the fan experience is done. So I just want to end this thing on a very good note. Thank you so much. It's such an honor to get this opportunity from Ring of Honor, from you itself, because I never in my wildest dreams imagined that you would reply to an email of mine, and and that 2 months of waiting, and finally we'll get to this live session. And Maria, the reason of bringing a pioneer like you was very simple: to promote the great wrestling of women's that you are doing in the Indian fan base. And I'm really glad that this could be a start of a really good partnership between India and ROH through WrestleFanet and ROH. I really hope so. And there's so many other passionate fans who wanted to meet you. I know how I've stopped them. So I really hope that I could maybe present you one day as a guest in one of my online events. I really hope I do. And I hope really it might be a good start for maybe India and ROH something. I don't know. The future holds
I
that.
hope so. I hope so
Yeah.
for sure. And thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I appreciate all the support for the women's division.
Thank you so much, Maria. And now I won't take any much of your time. So please continue your work. Thank you for sparing 25 minutes with us. And, it was truly an honor to host the honor of women's wrestling. Well, that's a name that I've given to you now.
Thank you very much. You have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much,
Bye.
Maria. Please enjoy your day. Bye-bye. Hope to see you very soon. Bye-bye. Thank you so much. So, guys, that was Maria Kanellis, one of the leading pioneers in the women's division. What an amazing live session that was, with fans, with so many games, with Maria herself sharing so many stories. It was awesome. Thank you so much for joining me for this special late night edition of the WrestleFanet live session. This is me, Nikunj Walia, signing off. Thank you so much, Maria Kanellis. We hope to bring you one more time, and let's see if we can finally becomes ROH and WFE in partnership. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care. I'm going to see you soon. Bye-bye.